time. That time it didn't. Probably not, no.
We'll start with an opening statement from Coach and then go into questions for Braun and Amaya. Coach, when you're ready.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of one of those epic type of battles. Great crowd, great resilience out of both teams. You know, I think Nebraska deserves an awful lot of credit for how they came out in the second half, and I thought they really took it to us. You know, we turned it over, they got going, they hit arc shots, they cut into it. With all that being said, I thought our young ladies showed a great deal of toughness. I thought they showed a great deal of resilience and a great deal of composure, and played really, really well down the stretch. And found a way to come out on top against a very, very good Nebraska team. And, you know, so it's just an awful lot of things that we have to continue to work on to get better. But I thought we finished that game, started the game and finished the game really strong.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go into questions for Braun and Amaya.
Yeah, for either player, they get it to 71-65, and then Sophie has the and one, and then Grace has that hustle play to get the 50-50 ball and layup. It just seemed like you guys made a bunch of winning plays there down the stretch. Is that kind of how you guys want to show what you can be, like make those kind of plays when a game gets tight?
Yeah, I think those plays separate you from other teams, and especially down the line when we have to make plays. We talk about finish the play, just finding a way all the time, every single day, and we practice it. So, I mean, we're expected to do it, and when we do it and we're able to come up with it, those plays give us momentum and energy.
As well as the first half went, did you figure that team's good enough, they're going to make a run at you, they're going to make a push?
Yeah, Nebraska is really good. I think like any team in the Big Ten, you give them a chance, they'll go for a run. But yeah, they're really good. They were hitting shots, they were getting second chance opportunities, they were kind of getting whatever they wanted. And they're a good team, they do that. But I think at the end we came together and we made those winning plays, like you just said.
Amaya, one thing that always kind of pops off the box score with Mara is that she's playing 38, 39 minutes most games. Like, what is it about Mara that makes her so, like, hard to take off the floor as a teammate?
Sorry. No, she does a lot. I mean, you can look at the stats, like, she'll score, she'll get steals, she'll get assists, she'll get rebounds. But it's also just, like, her leadership on the court. Like, in the huddle, she's always saying something. She's always talking to us on defense, telling us what to do, especially me. So just her presence, like, she just got to be out there. She keeps us – she's like a constant. She keeps us going.
For either player, you got 10 made baskets between Sophie and Tonga. What does it do for your offense when you can play inside out like that?
It's huge. It helps us out on the perimeter. So they have to make a decision. If they don't go double, we trust them that their footwork in there and just their ability to score around the rim has gotten so good this year. And just those two playing off of each other, you know, coming in, coming out for each other, that builds confidence for everyone on the court, knowing that they have that experience and know what to do. So that when they're out there, they can go 100% and know that, you know, they're going to get a sub. But then for us, you know, if they double, we're able to be open on the perimeter and get teams in rotation. And, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to play with.
Did anything need to be said after that third quarter, or is it just we just got to find a way to get back into our game? Enough of this.
Yeah. That was AI. That wasn't us.
You guys, Nebraska shoots 12 free throws in the first half, no free throws in the second half. Coaches often talking about not fouling. Like, was that a big emphasis of you guys, like consciously in that third and fourth quarter, or just kind of how it played out?
Yeah, I mean, coaches can go back and look, and they said they were obvious fouls, so we had to clean that up. And I mean, letting them have easy points at the free throw line gets them going, and that had them in the game in the first half. So in the second half, we had to make them score in other ways, and they got going, but we were able to clean it up and get back to doing what we do.
Not to keep bringing up the third quarter, but like it just seemed like the offense really struggled. I think he had 7 turnovers. Field goal percentage really fell off. Like, what was it that Nebraska was doing that was making it so difficult for you two?
I mean, I think they were hitting shots, so they had the momentum, and then you want to try and get the momentum, so sometimes you can just force things. I don't know, I think we just didn't have a flow or a click, and sometimes that just happens, but we got it back.
Yeah, I think also, I mean, turnovers was uncharacteristic of us, so we just have to go and clean that up, which I know we can, and something that we can learn from and look at on film. But I think that led to a lot of their points in their run. So just cleaning that up for the future.
What goes into getting that flow back? Like when you lose it at times, like how do you get that kind of trust in that offense to click back in?
Yeah, I mean, well, we know we can score. We know we can do it. We've proven it, like, in the beginning of this game and then throughout the season. I think sometimes it takes one big bucket, one big stop, and it's like, oh, okay, we got it. Or just, just keep doing all the little things we do, and it's going to come back our way.
The last thing I just wanted to ask you guys about Nebraska in the first half, you held them to 9 made baskets and 11 turnovers. I mean, that's kind of a rarity when you're forcing that many turnovers to made baskets. Like, when the defense is clicking like that, like, how do you guys feel on the court? Like, is it fun?
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's fun, and you're rewarded with them turning the ball over. I think just being able to do that whole game is going to be important for us and something we can grow on for the rest of this year. Like I said, we always want to be playing our best basketball in March, so just these things, cleaning them up, and just knowing what that feels like to be able to bring that into a whole game.
Great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We had to. We had to say it was AI.
Hey, it worked for Cheryl.
Okay, we'll get into questions for Coach.
Is this right, 52 points in the paint?
I'm guessing so.
I mean, you're getting good shots when you get
We
that many.
were, and I think, each game you can go into and you can look at how teams defend, and then you can try to come up with what you think the game plan is going to be. But ultimately, teams make adjustments, and I thought in the first half in particular, they really were doing a good job of locking into. We couldn't swing the ball because they were taking away reversal passes. But then that opened up really big gaps for players to get to the rim. But then you have to finish it one-on-one. And I thought in the first half we were able to get some more of those. In the second half, I thought they were more aggressive in gaps, so it was a little tougher for us to get some of those opportunities. And so I think that's a part of the third quarter. I think we made rushed decisions in the third quarter. We passed on the run a couple different times. We threw it to kids that weren't open. We one-moored it, and they made really good plays out of it. So I think you've got to continue to make adjustments during the course of the game and how teams are playing you.
I just want to ask them, I mean, they get to 71-65. You just made a bunch of winning plays.
Right.
I assume that just gives you confidence the next time you're in a situation that they come through in those situations.
Well, and that's what these young ladies have learned how to do, and they've done it at a very high level, and they proved that tonight. We talked about Grace's loose ball play. There was a play where they ghosted a ball screen with Logan Nisley, I think it was, and Britt Prince, and we stayed on Britt Prince, and they almost doubled her, which we don't really do that, right? But it made the pass slow down and difficult, and then Tori came way out of the corner to get to Logan Nisley to take that pass, that quick shot away, and then I don't even know who went over to the kid in the corner. I don't remember seeing who that kid who rotated out was, but those are things that that these young ladies made plays during the course of the game. We say once in a while, sometimes the spirit is going to move you to make a play, and then you got to learn how to play with each other. If your teammate runs and doubles someone, and that really wasn't in the script, then you can't just quit playing, and you can't just give them something easy. You've got to rotate and help each other. And we didn't really do that in the third quarter at a high level, but we did it in the fourth quarter.
Mara had 10 points in the first quarter, if I remember right. I mean, just how good of a sign is that she's kind of getting back to where she was before all the injuries and missed time?
Yeah, I think Mara's playing at a really, really high level, and we really wanted to get her out of the game in the first half, but we were fouling, and so we had, I think we had 4 starters in foul trouble in the first half. I had 2 fouls. And Sophs was really late, and that really doesn't affect Mara. But, I mean, we were fouling them, and I think some of that, we cleaned that up, but maybe at the expense of not getting enough ball pressure or helping each other enough and those type of things. So, but ultimately, you're able to keep players on the floor, and Mara's done a really good job. So it wasn't the intent to keep her in that long, but she's someone who, finds another level of toughness, and really did that tonight.
As good as your guards are, you got to imagine if you can get 10 maids from Sophie and Tonga combined, that just makes it that much more difficult to defend.
Well, they were really, really good at the beginning of the game and really efficient at finding ways to get touches and scores, and maybe more Fee at the beginning of the game than Soph. And then at the beginning of the fourth quarter, it was a big bucket dumping inside to Fee at the end of the shot clock. And then I think Soph getting to the free throw line. I don't know what she was tonight, but 2 of 2. But those were big free throws. I think they were and one scenarios, and so I just think they provide us an awful lot. And I thought we talked about winning plays at the end of the game. They went into a ball screen. I think Petrie popped at that point in time. So it was ball screen and pop, and she got back out there and didn't give up a 3, and she had hit 4 of them already at that point in time. So just to have the awareness that she had to go get out and hard hedge a ball screen and get back to a kid popping, and didn't have anyone on that side of the floor because they cleared it all out to get that look, and she did a great job of getting back to it. So it was really impressive to see her do that.
I mean, as good as this league is, to win 7 in a row and have to do it different ways, I feel like you're learning something about your team, and they're learning something about themselves too.
Certainly they are. They've done just a really tremendous job of continuing to find different ways. It'd be nice if it's just one thing, but teams are well coached, they're well prepared, they have great players, they make you make adjustments, and so you've got to continue to do that. And this is a tough stretch for us because we had our bye after the Indiana game, we have our bye before the Illinois game, so we are very condensed in terms of how we have to get ready for games. And so we were really intentional, really even before this game, of having a day off after the Rutgers game. And then on Monday, kind of walking through things and not really going through things at full speed. And then yesterday and today doing some things live. The hard part is we told our players we're trying to make as intelligent of a decision as possible, because even if you practice for 2 days to defend all of Nebraska stuff, you're not going to get through all their stuff anyway. They have so many things that they run and they're really good at. And so we opted to try to take the things that they do most often, their tendencies, guard those things, and try to keep as fresh as possible. And, we've got to continue to do that because we still have a big stretch run ahead of us.
This group of gals seem like they're really good at responding to moments. I mean, whether it's like you mentioned the fouling too much in the first half, and then the second half they respond and kind of correct it. Third quarter's a slog, they respond it and correct it. What is it about this group of girls that are so good at that?
Well, I think they've been through it for a while together. They've faced the highs and they faced the lows of not coming out on top in this type of an environment and a battle. And their desire is really, really high, and I think everybody has a desire. But then you have to put in the time, and this is a group that invests a lot of time. They invest a lot of time in on the court on their own. They invest time watching film. They really lock in. They ask really intelligent questions in film, and I think they have a lot of fun doing it too. And so that's I don't even know half their comments. Half the time they say things, I'm learning new lingo all the time right along with them. So, but they're having a good time doing it. But they've have a lot of experience, and I think that certainly shows.
Sophie said yesterday, she had a great quote. She said, "You can see we're in sync."
Yeah.
And it seems like that both ends, you can tell that.
Well, I thought in the defensive end in the fourth quarter, we were really doing a good job of helping each other. I thought there were some times in the third quarter that we were really extended because they were shooting, and then they'd give the ball inside to Hargrove, and no one was there to lend assistance. In the fourth quarter, I thought we did a much better job of guarding one-on-one, of helping each other, and then helping the next kid, and then flying around and finishing the play. I mean, it takes a lot. It really takes a lot when you play against a team like Nebraska that can really space you out and do a lot of things, and that's pretty much every team in this league. It's just a gauntlet, But our young ladies are battling. It's really fun, and our crowd was great. They really helped us, I think, down that stretch, because you have players who are trying to give it everything that they have, and I thought it really gave us a lift today.
At this stage in the season, what would you say you're most proud of this team kind of accomplishing so far?
Well, I think our resilience. It'd be great if in a basketball game you can do one thing and you can do that for 40 minutes and have success doing that, but that's not realistic. And so it's a game of runs. It just is. And the fact that this group has figured out, okay, when another team goes on a run, we don't have to panic. but we have to figure out how to stop that, and then we got to figure out how to get on our own run, and that's really that's really, really special. You know, it's something that's they have to understand the game at a really high level to do that, and I've talked about it before. The way they communicate about things during the course of the game is very specific. Well, then you can make adjustments. You're not just hoping that things happen. You can be specific and make adjustments, and that's what this group is doing right now.
Great. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Don.